Hello, I'm Dr. Alexander Sturgis, and I'm the director of the Ashmolean Museum of Art and Archaeology in Oxford. The Ashmolean Museum is a university museum. It was founded in Oxford within the university in the 17th century, and its fundamental purpose at its foundation was as a collection from which to teach and from which to understand the world. We are a teaching museum. The Constable painting that we acquired recently is just one of many acquisitions the museum makes, and permanent collections need to grow and need to develop. And one of the extraordinary things that happens when a new piece arrives in a collection is it changes one's attitude to those around it. It suggests different connections and different ways of thinking about the collection. And so I think it's very important for museums that they continue to develop their collections. One of the questions one does find oneself asked constantly is, what is this worth? And there is clearly a desire on the part of the public and people to know, to put a monetary value on works of art and on the collection. It always strikes me as a completely sort of pointless thing to do within a museum context. I mean, none of the things within this museum are replaceable. If they're lost, they're gone, and that's it. And so actually, that is far more important than their monetary value. Of course, when we acquire a work of art, we have to pay money for it, and it comes with a value attached. But almost as soon as it comes through the door, that value evaporates, because we can't sell works of art. They're here forever to be looked after by the museum. We're very fortunate at the Ashmolean to have a conservation department and studio here, although actually the most important job that the conservators do is not in that studio, but throughout the museum. They're constantly monitoring and evaluating the conditions in which the works are being kept. They're examining the works and those under particular risk to check that they're not deteriorating. And they're setting fairly strict rules for those of us who work here to abide by when it comes to redisplaying works and how we show them. But of course, the most exciting work they often do is in that studio, where they can be doing anything from the cleaning of a painting, just removing surface dirt, to reassembling of broken pieces from our stored collection. Unquestionably, the aspect of my role that I feel weighs most heavily on my shoulders is that I am a custodian for this collection. I mean, all kinds of things could go wrong, if you like, under my directorship that wouldn't really matter. If nobody came to the exhibitions, if no one came to the public programmes, it would not be great for the museum, but it wouldn't be a disaster. What is most important, however, is that I hand on the collection for the future in a good and healthy state. And so looking after the collection, augmenting the collection, developing the collection is unquestionably the most important thing that I can do. I think everyone under the roof of a museum is in some senses a custodian, and which means preserving the collection, but also understanding the collection and communicating the importance of the collection. Because if the importance is not understood, then there will be no need, no desire to preserve it. Thinking about custodianship, clearly the most important thing is that you are doing it not for now, but for the future. And that you need to pass, that the most important visitors, if you like, for whom I am working, are not those that will come through the door during my time here, but those for generations to come.